Yes, people. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're reacting and giving my thoughts on Liverpool's up and coming Premier League fixtures released. I've had a little look through. I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions. We're also going to have a look at Manchester City's, and Arsenal as the two teams look to challengers for the Premier League title. Let's dive into it. So, these are Liverpool's 25 to 26 Premier League fixture list revealed. So, our first game is Bournemouth at home on a Friday night. I'm taking that. Bournemouth at home. No, I think we beat Bournemouth at home. We have a very good record against Bournemouth. We always tend to start the season at home, and our season at home record, is very good. And Friday night, you got is it just me who likes an actual Friday night game? After work and all that, Friday night game kickstart the weekend. If you win that game on the Friday night, it sets you up for the weekend, and you can just sit back and relax and watch the other teams play their games. Then we're following up with Newcastle away as our first away game of the season, which for me is probably the toughest. Newcastle away is probably the toughest away ground. Unless you don't support Liverpool, then it's Anfield away. You get that out of the way. If I'm honest, I'm actually glad we got them second because I just won that out of the way. I remember we played them as our first away game a couple of years ago. Darwin, brace winning. You know what I mean? And then we got Arsenal at home. First three, you're probably thinking Bournemouth, Newcastle, Arsenal. That's probably, but you take it. Burnley, Everton, and Palace. The first Merseyside derby of the season is going to be on Saturday, the 20th of September. Obviously, these they're not all going to be at 3 p.m. Obviously, we know that, so these will change by a day or two within times as well. So the first derby is at Anfield, not at the new stadium at Bramley Moor. So that's going to be interesting. Burnley away, we take that. Then Palace. You then go through for Chelsea. The first time we're playing Chelsea away will be in October. Then followed up by Manchester United. Because I think after that is when you'll get the international break. Because you always have two international breaks. You have an international break September, October, and November. So little break in between them. So the first time we're playing United is in October. Normally we always get United at the first three. Normally, but not this year. Then it's Brentford, Aston Villa, then Manchester City. So Manchester City is in November away. Bookmark that. Nottingham Forest, West Ham, November. You probably say so far, in my opinion. I think November's probably the toughest. Probably. West Ham away, Forest at home. We saw what happened last season. City at home, Villa at home. November's probably the toughest month so far. Then the Christmas period. The Christmas period is always the most interesting period for me because this is where you go late in the Champions League in terms of the groups. Obviously, how the format's changed this year, you're playing 8 games, so it's a lot. Takes a bit more games to qualify. So hopefully, we can kickstart the Champions League very easy. And then obviously, I actually think the December period is actually quite a good period. We've got Sunderland at home. You take it. Leeds away, Brighton at home, Tottenham away, Wolves at home, Leeds at home. We're actually playing Leeds twice in one month in the Premier League. Funny enough. So those 6 games, I think Liverpool will at least come out of those with 5 wins. I genuinely do. I think we'll come out of those with 5 wins. Leeds away can be tough, but depending on what happens with Spurs, with their new manager and how they set up and all that, I think that's a decent December period. And by the way, Salah will start to miss from this Saturday, the 27th. So far he'll be missing Wolves, Leeds, Fulham, Arsenal away, then Burnley. So the games that Salah will miss in AFCON, he'll only be missing 5. When people talk about Salah goes away for AFCON, that's like he goes away for like months. He's going away for 5 games. And I'm looking at these games, right, and I'm thinking, those 5 games, I think Liverpool can come out those with at least 3 or 4 wins minimum. Wolves, Leeds, Fulham. Arsenal will be tough, but we always do well when Salah goes away with AFCON in terms of scoring goals. So yeah, we move on. February is looking, I would say, favourable. Sunderland away, Forest away, West Ham at home, then Manchester City. Basically November's but reversed. So yeah, bookmark that. Manchester City, they're always a big one at Anfield in February. For March, you've got Wolves, Tottenham and Brighton. Obviously, we're only playing 3 games due to international breaks. That could change very much because obviously we always tend to see games being moved because of cups and stuff. Then you end off April with Fulham, Everton. So the first time we'll be going to their new stadium won't be until Saturday the 18th. Then Crystal Palace, so bookmark the derby away. Manchester United will be in May. Chelsea, Villa, and Brentford. People, let me know what you think to those fixtures. The remaining 4 aren't ideal, but our remaining 5 last season didn't matter because we put in the hard work in that season. And the reason why I'm not worried, these lads deal well with pressure because remember when we had within 10 games, we had to face Chelsea, we had to face Arsenal, Manchester City, Bayer Leverkusen, Real Madrid in the Champions League, Aston Villa, Newcastle away, and Liverpool didn't lose a game. That's why I'm always confident. Let's have a look at Arsenal's and teams that were there we're going to be competing with. Their first 6, by the way, is Man United away, Leeds at home, Liverpool away, Forest at home, Man City away, Newcastle away. The one way you can definitely say they'll probably win is probably Leeds at home. The rest, you can make a case where they could drop points. Then you keep moving on. What's their Christmas period? They have got Tottenham and Chelsea, Sunderland away, back to back in November. As again, our November is probably our toughest period. For Christmas, they've got Brentford, Villa, Wolves, Everton, Brighton, Villa. I think ours is actually better. The ending point, I always look out for. They've got Palace on the last day, Burnley, West Ham, Fulham, Newcastle, Manchester City. So their last 6, I would argue, is quite tough, you could argue, because Man City and Newcastle already. Fulham, we've seen what Fulham do to them. They tend to pick up results. West Ham can sometimes be their bogey team. Burnley and Palace, I do expect them to win. So I think Arsenal got a very tough 6. Hopefully Liverpool can capitalise on that. Manchester City, let's have a look. So their first 6 is Wolves, Tottenham, Brighton, Man United and Arsenal. Everyone's talking about like how we've got tough starts. They've got a tough start. You don't want Arsenal in your first 6, especially away. They've got Tottenham, which they know that's always a bogey team, no matter who the manager is. Brighton away can be tough for literally anybody. And United, you don't know what United turns up. Wolves, dead certain they'll win. What's October saying? They've got Brentford away, Villa away, and then Everton at home. Okay. For their November games, they're basically at home for all the games. They've got Newcastle, Liverpool in there, Leeds and Bournemouth. I think that's okay, barring, obviously playing us. December, always the games I look out for. Fulham, Sunderland, Palace, West Ham, Forest and Sunderland. I think that's okay, just like ours. January, they've got Chelsea, Brighton, United and Tottenham all in that month. These games, man, I want Liverpool to be capitalising on. February, they got Liverpool again, obviously. We would have been over Liverpool's. What's their remaining 5? Brentford, you never know. Everton away. It depends if they're in a hopefully they're in a relegation battle, because Everton turn up at the end of the season at home if they're in a relegation battle. Burnley away, yeah, they'll win. And then Chelsea and Arsenal back to back. So yeah, people, this Premier League season fixtures have been revealed. Let me know down below. Who would you say has got the easier start, ending? I always look at it as, look, if you're good enough, you win the league. If you're not, you don't. And everyone's got to play each other at least twice at some points. That's the way I always look at it. People, make sure you're subscribing and you are smashing a like on the channel. We'll be back very soon with another video and a live stream on the channel. Take care and goodbye.